Module Overview. Dementia is not only a medical diagnosis, it is a life-altering journey that deeply affects not just the individual, but also families, spouses, friends, and caregivers. As the disease progresses, caregiving becomes more demanding, physically, emotionally, financially, and psychologically. This module explores the role of families in dementia care, the emotional impact of caregiving, strategies to support family caregivers, and the importance of collaboration between formal, professional, and informal family caregivers. It also emphasizes caregiver education, self-care practices, access to resources, and the ethical considerations in family involvement. By addressing both the support needs of families and the professional responsibilities of healthcare teams, this module promotes a holistic, human-centered model of dementia care that integrates empathy, education, collaboration, and community. Learning objectives. By the end of this module, you will be able to understand the emotional, social, and economic impact of dementia on families. Recognize the phases of caregiver stress and burnout. Support family members through education, empathy, and inclusion. Encourage active family participation in care planning and decision-making. Offer strategies for caregiver self-care and coping mechanisms. Refer families to professional and community-based support systems. Understand cultural and ethical sensitivities around family roles. Promote collaborative care between professional staff and informal caregivers. Understanding the family's experience of dementia. Dementia affects the entire household. Family members often go through stages of shock and denial after diagnosis, anger, guilt, and helplessness as the condition progresses, grief and sadness at the perceived loss of their loved one, resilience or burnout, depending on support levels. Common challenges include managing finances and legal affairs, balancing work, personal life, and caregiving duties, dealing with mood changes, aggression, or personality shifts, social isolation and relationship stress, navigating guilt around placing a loved one in care. Caregiver roles and responsibilities. Caregivers are often spouses, children, siblings, or friends. Responsibilities may include administering medication, assisting with toileting, feeding, bathing, and mobility, managing appointments, meals, and daily routines, monitoring behavior, and mood providing emotional reassurance. In many cultures, caregiving is expected and often goes unsupported. This increases the risk of caregiver fatigue and hidden depression. Signs and stages of caregiver stress and burnout. Chronic caregiving can lead to emotional exhaustion, known as burnout. Symptoms include constant fatigue and sleep issues, irritability, anxiety, or depression. Withdrawal from social activities, resentment or guilt toward the person with dementia, increased use of alcohol or medication, declining physical health. Burnout is not a failure. It's a sign that support is needed urgently. Supporting family caregivers, practical interventions. A. Education and training. Teach families about dementia stages and behavior management. Provide written materials and videos. Offer workshops on feeding, bathing, and communication. B. Emotional support. Create caregiver support groups. Offer counseling services. Encourage emotional expression without judgment. C. Respite care. Offer short-term relief through professional caregivers. Allow caregivers to rest, travel, or manage personal matters. D. Inclusion in care. Planning. Involve families in meetings and decisions. Ask for input on routines, preferences, and cultural values. Promoting caregiver self-care and wellness. Encouraging self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Self-care activity. Benefit daily walk, reduces stress, hobbies, rebuilds identity, peer support groups, reduces isolation, journaling, emotional release, nutrition and hydration. Physical resilience. Teach caregivers to ask, "What do I need today?" and "Who can I ask for help?" Community resources and referral pathways. Professionals should connect families to social workers and case managers, faith-based and cultural organizations, legal and financial advisors, adult daycare centers, home care agencies, hospice or end-of-life planning, online caregiver platforms and apps. Cultural, religious, and ethical considerations. Family roles in caregiving vary greatly across cultures. Culture common values. African Eastern duty to care for elders at home. Western emphasis on independence and professional care. Indigenous community-based elder care and storytelling. Religious seeing. Caregiving as a spiritual or moral duty. Ethical boundaries. Avoid caregiver over-control. Ensure the client's voice and dignity are preserved. Watch for signs of abuse, neglect, or unintentional harm. Collaboration between professional and informal caregivers. Effective dementia care requires a team approach. Professionals must respect family insight and history. Families must respect medical advice and boundaries. Open communication should be encouraged. Confidentiality and informed consent must be maintained. Regular reviews of care plans should involve all stakeholders. Case scenarios. Case 1. Mrs. Aid's daughter, Bessie, begins missing work due to caregiving responsibilities. She cries often and shows signs of depression. Intervention. Offer respite care options, connect her to a caregiver support group, validate her emotions, and suggest a mental health evaluation. Case 2. Mr. Onu refuses to allow professional caregivers into the home due to fear and cultural pride. Intervention. Educate him respectfully on the benefits of shared care, connect him with community elders who have used similar services, and offer culturally competent professionals. Professional insight. Behind every person living with dementia is a circle of care, often held together by one or two overwhelmed loved ones. When caregivers are seen, supported, and empowered, they can give care that is sustainable, compassionate, and effective.